Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So, y'all, it was a toss up. Like, what can I do? Because we had a nice hard rain that I heard come down overnight. So, the ground's a little bit wet. The garden has got some good water that it absolutely needed. And so, for Easter Sunday, we pulled the collards, we pulled the rest of the broccoli yesterday, all of the head broccoli and the side shoots, and I'm just like, what could I quickly get done? So I've went ahead and decided this would be pretty quick. Let me share with you what we're going to do today, because I have some peppers that we started from seed that are actually starting to get the peppers, but they're still in the containers. I want to get them out, get them rooted in the ground and in the raised beds and get growing. So it won't be long until we are able to harvest some nice sweet peppers. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So I'm going to try to flash a picture of the broccoli that we harvested. We have done three harvests with this broccoli. So we came in the first time with the main head of the broccoli. Then it started getting side shoots, so we harvested a few of the side shoots. Then we had a little bit more yesterday, so we went ahead and did that. Some of the broccoli were right here. We had three back here. We had a row all the way back here, and then we have a few more right here. But what I'm going to do, pull this broccoli. Now, I'm not going to throw away my leaves. I'm actually going to try to use some of that and some juices, but I'm going to pull this up. The yarrow is staying. This is more like an ornamental yarrow that we planted. This one is not supposed to get really big, so we will see. We have some garlic chives right here, and y'all, I got to take these bags to the trash that you see kind of in the background, but we'll get them there soon. And then we have some violas that were fall planted. They're still holding on, they're getting leggy. But I don't want to pull the violas yet. Now, what I will tell you, I have been seeing some volunteer marigolds in this area, because this is what we had last spring and summer in this area in the front were marigolds. And so some of the seeds dropped, and so now they're germinating. It's just amazing watching plants because they germinate at the right time. I'm not sure what I want to put here at the moment. It'll probably be more marigolds, but we're just really going to get this area cleaned up, because y'all know, let me tell you, I told you that I was going to put myself on a schedule and really go in and edge like at least once to twice a week. So I hadn't done that since I edged like the very first time in spring. So I gotta do better about that. But I am going to clean out this area, and I am going to plant three. We're going to do about 18 inches apart, kind of like it is now. I was going to try to force, I might try to force four in here, but I may have to watch where I'm walking with the pathway. We'll see. Y'all know I always tell you, stick to the end, because sometimes I'll change my mind. I might put a tomato here. I might set up a trellis and put a cucumber there. Who knows? I just let the garden and nature lead me. But right now, I'm going to say peppers. I don't know, because we have the lunchbox peppers that we started from seed. We also have, I think they're called Chinese giant. So they're the red big bell peppers. So I may just, now that I'm talking to y'all, I may just do the lunchbox peppers, because we got the pink yarrow right here. And I think the pink and the yellow, and then whatever color marigold or whatever low plant that I'm going to do down here, we'll decide that later. But as long as we get these peppers out of the containers, that's really what I want to do. So stay tuned, y'all. I'll let you see how everything looks. So it is an ever slight breeze coming, and I'm telling y'all, if you've never grown alyssum, try growing it. It's such a sweet fragrance that was just like blowing this way as I was weeding out. But very quickly, y'all, and I always see what I missed when I press record again. But we got these beds cleaned out as best as we could. Now again, I'm gonna leave these here because the marigolds are still inside, so we're gonna harden them off. But if you look closer right here, I got one volunteer right here and one right here. I wanna say that I had Jim marigold last year. That was one of the bushier, lower growing type, but I have to go back and check what I had. But we'll figure that out. We still, we're focused on like pulling a lot of the leafy greens over the next few days. And I'm also gonna fill up my grow oil. This is how I feed these two. These are like 4x4 spaces. Now I am gonna do three things. So the first thing I'm gonna do is this area where I'm going to put the peppers at, we're gonna put a layer of compost down here. Every time I pull up, because remember we're in Georgia, zone 8A, we got a lot of clay soil. And so what I have been working on, and I'll tell you all from now until whenever, if you don't hear anything else I said, build your soil. Once you start building that soil, that is when your plants, like everything will start to come together and everything will take care of each other. But I'm gonna put a layer of compost, and I actually got a little bit more left. I ordered some because I've shared with you all that I ordered from, it's called Soil 3 or Soil Cube, I think the lady said. They have like a 3-week backup because it's spring, it's planting season. So I figured that, but that's okay. We got enough to layer this. And I put about 2 to 3 inches of compost on here. Now, this is what I tell a lot of people. I hear so many people say that they have a problem with their vegetables not fruiting. And when I say vegetables, I'm talking about particularly tomatoes and peppers. And my answer to that is these are heavy feeders. So you want to work on your soil first of all, but since we're still working on our soil, we got heavy clay, red Georgia clay. What I'm going to do in each planting hole is I'm going to add tomato tone. I do this for the bell peppers. I do this for the tomatoes. I even do this for my cucumbers because this is a tomato and vegetable food. But I'm going to add a little bit of this slow release fertilizer because I'll show you in just a second, they're actually starting to get fruit on there. Now, I try to get a schedule, probably about every 3 weeks. I'll come in with like a liquid fertilizer that is a little bit higher in phosphorus and potassium, not so much nitrogen, because if you put too much nitrogen, you're going to get a lot of leaf and maybe not a lot of fruit. So this is the main thing that I use right here. And then the third thing I'm going to do, I think I told y'all 3 things. Yeah. The third thing I'm going to do is go ahead and stake the pepper plants now. So when they're small, so that you don't have to fight with them. And you could either do this with bamboo sticks and clips or wrap it around each other. But I have these smaller, I think 33-inch tomato cages. I'm just going to go ahead and set them up. That's why I was looking at how many I could put here. But we grew these in the garden. They get about, I would say about 18 to 24 inches apart, but we're going to put them a little bit closer just so we could fit all of the smaller tomato cages right here. And so that way, once they start to grow, we don't have to like try to push them and train them into a trellis or up a bamboo stick and possibly break, you know, the stem off of it. That's why I just go ahead and do it immediately when I plant it. So let me go ahead, I'm gonna get this planted, then I'll share with you all how it looks. These are gonna be the yellow bell peppers. These are also the same bell peppers that we have on our website in our seed kits for the spring and the summer. And I'll make sure that I tag the products in the video. Okay, y'all, so this bed is all ready to go. I'm gonna tell y'all what's really funny, but first let me get down here because again, we have some little peppers that are starting to form. And I'm also going to link the video about topping off peppers versus not topping off peppers, but they get about maybe a little bit bigger than this as far as the lunchbox peppers. These are going to be yellow, and then I got one down here at the bottom. But I'll make sure I link that video because some of these are topped off, some of these are not, and that was my intention to show you why I top it off, what it does to the plant. But I always say it's up to you and your garden if you want to do that or not. The funny part is we got these done. I got a few more lunchbox peppers and the giant red peppers, but a few weeks ago I have started even more peppers. So I found some seeds, the Purple Beauty bell peppers that we've grown before, my jalapeno peppers, and only one cayenne pepper came up. But this is, I always share with y'all, this is kind of like a difficult time for me because in the spring and the fall, when you got to start switching out plants, like sometimes it's sad to see some of the leafy greens be pulled up because I really love leafy greens. And then in the late summer, I'm sad to pull up some of the bell peppers because you gotta make sure you get the leafy greens in the ground and then plant it in time. So over the next few weeks, be sure you hit the subscribe button because we're going to make sure that slowly but surely, like we're just going to start doing like we did early spring. We're just going to work on the beds one by one. We're still working on the rose garden and we're still working on the herb garden, but we're going to let these violas stay in here just a little, probably maybe 1 to 2 more weeks. Then we're going to put our, I'm thinking marigold. I have some that doesn't grow really high, so we may put those in there. I also got the Dreamland zinnia that might go here. That is part of one of our seed kits as well. So we may put that right here. As I'm talking to y'all, I think that's what may go here. The only thing about the Dreamland zinnia is it's a mix, so you don't know what color you get until they actually start to bloom. But either which way, it'll be a pretty array of color, especially with this pink yarrow right here. I'm gonna start working on this one pretty soon. I'm thinking we're gonna put some tomatoes back there, but y'all know I gotta decide. But I did keep with my word with the 3 lunchbox peppers that we got planted. I didn't change, so I just got to get some things moved up and put back because it's starting to get a little bit too much out here. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends, and if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap that subscribe button. Make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.